Alright guys, welcome to this module where I'm going to be explaining to you one of the main tools for conducting technical analysis, and then that tool is called the TradeView. Alright, so this is the TradeView here. All you just need to do is to go on your Google Play Store and you can download the app. Alright, it's just there on your Google Play Store. However, if your phone is probably not compatible with the app version, let's say your phone is too small and it cannot really allow you to download the app version, you could just go on to Google, to your YouTube, or to your Chrome, to your Chrome or your browser, and type www.tradeview.com, and then you can access the web version. Okay, it's just similar thing. All right, but then for the since we are using mobile phone here, it's going to be much more preferable that we use the app version. Okay, so once we click it, let's click it and see what it happens. All right, so this is how you're going to see the interface at first. All right, so this is more like my watch list. This is my favorite. All these coins you're seeing here are my what? They are my favorite coins. I've already put them on my favorite, on my watch list, so I'm looking at them. These are kind of okay. I'm currently studying on the market. Okay, so maybe when you download your own is going to be plain here. Okay, so if you want to now start adding some watch list, probably there's a particular coin that you've discovered and then the coin is actually good, you could just come on this plus sign here. Right, so you see the plus sign there. So once you click on the plus sign, you're going to see where you can remember this TradeView is an app that shows technical, it helps you conduct technical analysis on any financial instrument, be it stock, forex, crypto, name them, S&P 500, name them. You're going to get all of them here. So you need to be very, very careful with your search. So let's say you want to search for FT, you want to add FTM um to your watch list. Just type FTM here. All right, so the moment you type FTM, you're going to start seeing different with FTM pairs. Okay, remember you actually we are doing this analysis based on spot. All right, so you're going to look for the pair in which you're currently studying. So we can look at it at this particular point. Now we are seeing FTM USDT, and then which exchange. Now look at the exchange here by the right, or is it by the left? Sorry. Now look at the exchange there. It's on what? On by Bybit. Okay, now if you're actually using Bybit as your major exchange, then you can click on this first one. All right, now if you're not using Bybit, then look at the second one. This is what? FTM. This is on Binance. All right, but look at it, this is on what? This is futures. Okay, look at it, it is on Binance, but then it is the futures pair. Remember, in this particular instance now we are not doing futures. What we're doing is what? Is spot. Now remember, both the futures and spot all require the same kind of fundamental analysis, but in order for you to get a much more accurate analysis, you need to look for the pair that match exactly what you're looking for. Right, so since the major exchange we're using in this particular training is the Binance, now look at this particular option. Now is what fits perfectly what we want. Okay, that's FTM USDT on the Binance pair. All right, so that's just what you need to click. Now if you look at it here, you also have, and let's assume you're using Huobi, I don't know how to pronounce that word, as your exchange. Now this is going to be the perfect pair you're going to use, because each of these exchange might have some varying differences, like a very small difference like that, and then those differences can really affect your analysis just to some extent. Okay, so if you're using Huobi, ensure that you conduct your analysis on the Huobi pair on TradeView, and then if you're using Binance, use the Binance. There are different pairs. All right, so you can just scroll and then you're going to see the various pairs we have. Okay, but then since we're using Binance here, all you need to do is to click on Binance, and the coin has been added already. Are you seeing it here? It has been added already. So if we want to just conduct our analysis, we'll just click on it. Now before I go further into this particular training, let me just tell you, just like in your Facebook now, you'd agree to me that it's not every app, that it's not every feature of that app that you use. Some features are just there for poster. They're just there that you might never use them in your entire career. You might never use them till the day you stop using Facebook. Okay, so the same thing with this app. Some of these features here you might never use them. All right, so the essence of us coming on this app is just for us to conduct technical analysis, not for us to know every feature of the app. Probably at your own spare time, you can decide to just you can just decide to explore. But then for the sake of this video, I'm just going to talk about the key things that were necessary for you to conduct your analysis on TradeView. Okay, so let's click on FTM and see, so that I can let me tilt my phone so that we have a better view. All right, so and this is how you look at it in the first place. So I'm going to begin to explaining each of the various structures, or each of the various features of this app. Right, so this is just like the chat interface. Remember, technical analysis is your ability to use previous structures to predict future occurrences in the market. Okay, so now the first thing you're going to see is look at it here. This is the first you're going to see, the FTM. That is where maybe you want to change. Now we're in the FTM chart now. Now this is a chart representing the movement of FTM within a specific time frame. Right, so if you want to change it now, let's say you want to conduct an analysis on Bitcoin. All right, so just click on that place to circle, and then you're going to see where you can just search. All right, so you search and say, let's, as okay, it's BTC now. Look at BTC here. You just click on BTC, you search, and then the chart will change to what, to BTC. Okay, so that's just exactly what that feature is. Now, what is the next feature we have? The next feature we have is this one here. All right, this is just what the time frame. Remember, I tell you that the chart works in what, there are different time frames for what, for the chart. Okay, there's the 1 hour time frame, there's a 2 hour time frame, there's the yearly time frame, there's the monthly time frame, there's a 1 minute, 5 minute, and a whole lot of them like that. Okay, so this is exactly where you change your what, your time frame. Okay, so if you can click on it, click on that drop icon. Sorry, let me click on the drop icon so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so you can click on the drop icon. This is a drop icon here. Once you click on this small drop down icon, and then it's going to show you all the time frame you want. So maybe you want to conduct your analysis and then you want to look at what is Bitcoin doing in minutes. Maybe you want the chart to represent for you what, in minutes. You want the chart to be represented in minutes, or you can use the 1 minute. If you want it to be represented in 3 hours, in 3 minutes, you can use 3 minutes. In 1 hour, you can use 1 hour. In 3 hours, you can use 3 hours. And then you can customize which of the time frame you want to use. Okay, this is just the favorite. For example, now you can see I've favorited what, sorry, if you can see for my own instance now, I favorited the what, the sorry, what am I doing here? Okay, so in my own instance now, you discover that I favorited a 1 hour. Okay, let me still scroll up so we can see I favorited the 1 hour, 4 hours, 1 day, and 1 week. Okay, because those are the most useful time frame you use as a what, as a technical indicator, as a technical analyst. Alright, so I'm going to explain to you how to use all of these time frames. Alright, so that is just all about the time frame. Now, what's the next now? The next now, your what are the kind of candle, how you want your chart pattern, how you want your chart to look like. Okay, so now this is how the chart looks like, right? This thing you're seeing here is what is the chart. All of this in here is the what, is the chart. Anything you're seeing is what is the chart. All of this red and the green line, okay, that the what, they are the charts. All right, let me make it like this. Okay, sorry, I think I need to clean all of these things so I don't confuse you. Okay, so all of this thing we are seeing is the what, is the chart. Okay, so now how do you want, maybe the appearance of your chart is where this particular feature what, this particular feature that's the function of this particular feature, how you want your chart to appear. All right, so once you click on it now, you're going to see the various ways you can allow your chart to appear. All right, so the most common one you're going to be using is your what, is your candlesticks. All right, that is why I favorited my candlesticks there. Okay, so you can also use the what, the line chart. Maybe you want, instead of showing this red and this green and red candlesticks you're seeing, you can decide to make it what, in the line. So you can see I favorited the candlestick, I favorited the line. All right, so you can look at, just feel free and go. These are just what, just the appearance. Okay, but then for the sake of if you want to get your analysis very well, you don't need to confuse yourself or allow yourself look at all those ones. No, you can just pick the what, the candlesticks and the what, and the line, and then that is all. All right, other ones are not really what necessary, but then for the sake of emphasis, or for maybe you want to just explore, you could just check out all of them. Let me click on this. No, the candlesticks have different types. Okay, there are different types, so these are just the different kind of candlesticks that we can use depending on the one you want to use. But just so you can get what you're looking for without any stress, I think it's preferable use the first candlestick you're seeing here. Okay, that is this one I saw here. You see, so let's click on other ones to see how they look like. Okay, so if you click on it, it's just going to be the same thing. Are you seeing this? It's just the style that changed. Okay, are you seeing the style? Now click on this one now. It's just the style that changed. Are you seeing it? It's just the style. If you click on this one, it's also the style that's what is changing. All right, but then if you look at it, all this ones now, they are not really what, you cannot really understand them at a straight line. So it's preferable you always use your what, your candlesticks, the normal one. Okay, so this is it. All right, so let's assume that you don't want to be you want to just see a clearer picture of the market. Let's say the candlesticks are kind of giving you they're not really giving you a clear picture of what you're looking for. You could just decide to use the line. All right, so you click on the line, and then the line is going to show you. Okay, so this is, you can see where I'm clicking. I'm using here to change the appearance of the what, of my chart. All right, so this is just it. Okay, so you can see, use the chart here, the line now, to tell you exactly what the market is. It tends to give you a much more clearer picture about the current state of the market, because sometimes the candlesticks might not really be giving you a clearer picture. Okay, so if you can look at this particular point now, it's already showing us the market structure. Right, so you can see this is the accumulation, markup, distribution, markdown, then you can see the consolidation. Right, so this is just showing this line. But then if you want to use the candlesticks now, it's possible that you might not get, you might see it, but it might not really be clear to you like that. Okay, so it's still showing you. Right, so this is just how it looks like. All right, so that is just that about that particular feature. So the next feature we have now is the what, is the indicators. All right, so this is the indicators here. Remember, what are indicators? Indicators are just like how should I say it now, There are tools that help you to predict the movement of the market. There are tools that help you to say, okay, this is what they help you confirm your bias. Okay, let's use that word. They help you to confirm your bias in the market. Okay, so these are tools that they're just like program tools. Okay, people have already done the work. We just want to activate them and then see how it can help you to predict the movement of the market or the current state of the market. So let's click on it to see the various tools we have. Now on this particular trade view, now we have a lot of tools, Man, by the time we click on, let's click on the drop down icon. You're going to see what is loading. There are a lot of tools. All right. Okay, these are my favorite tools. Now let me click on the indicator itself. You're going to see it now. A lot of tools. All right. So you have the opportunity to search. So let's say I taught you how to use the RSI. All right. So you just click on the search button and type RSI. Okay, it's going to show you. All right, it's going to show you now. This is I see relative trend index updated. Okay, so once you click on it now, it has been activated. The moment you click on it, it has been activated. Just cancel it and then you see it has been activated here. Before now there was nothing on our chart here. I see it now, it has been activated. Before our chart was just plain. But then on this indicator, I'm going to teach you how to use this indicator to know when to enter and exit a particular market. Okay, so these are just the indicators. Now let's say you want to, you don't like the, you want to remove it now. Just click on here. Look at it here. Just click on this thing and then you see an option. So the moment you click on it, are you seeing it now? The moment you click on it, it's going to show you what an option of what you can either change the setting, you can hide it, or you can hide it, you can change the setting, and then what you can cancel it completely. So let's hide it. Once I hide it, this has to look like, alright. So once you hide it, you see it has gone, you've hide it. Then maybe you want to make an adjustment in the setting, because each of these tools have various settings. It all depends on your own level of understanding that you want to change the settings, right? So you can click on it and it's going to show you some of the settings that you can make on that particular indicator, so that it can suit your trading style. Remember, every crypto trader has a style that works for them. Then sometimes, in as much as I'm going to teach you how to just use the tool generally, if you really want to become very, very good, you need to dedicate time to see what style works for you. See how you can fine tune one or two things, and then see how you could come up with your own trading or with your own settings that could suit your trading strategy properly. Or then if you want to remove it from your chart completely, just click on the cancel, and then you can see it is out. All right, so that's exactly what the indicator is. So if you want to also run the indicator again, just click on the name. Let's say you want to favorite it. Okay, now these are my favorite tools. These are the ones that I like using very well. All right, so let's say I want to use the moving average. All right, so once you click on moving average, it has already been added. Okay, so you can see the line. The moving average is a line. All right, so if you can see this blue line, I seen it. This is the blue line. That is what is called the moving average. So that's this blue line actually what gives us an indication. It tells us something. There's way you can look at this blue line, look at the movement of the blue line, and then it's going to tell you what the market is about to do. Right. For example, now whenever the blue line is above the candlestick, you are going to have a clear sign that is what is we are in a downtrend. Okay, look at it. Anytime the candlestick is below the blue line, it means that we're in a downtrend. Now let's go back and see anytime it's above. Whenever it's above it, it means we're in what? We're in an uptrend. All right. So that is just exactly that's whenever the candlesticks are above the what? Look at this place now. Sorry. Look at this place now. The candlestick is above the green line. So there's a way you can look at, and then you're going to know when the breakout is about to happen, when it's about to flip. Okay. So the flipping can give an idea of what to do. So I'm going to teach you how to use all of these tools. All right. So that is just all about what candlesticks, about indicators. So if you want to cancel it, the same thing, you click on it. Look at this one. This is where this one was. Sorry, you can see this is where this one was. All right, so once you click on it now, once you click on it, it's going to show like this, and then you can hide it, or you can change the settings, whichever one, or you can remove it completely. So I've removed it completely. All right, so let us go to the next feature. Now what's the next feature? Now this is the next feature. Now remember, I told that not every feature you can use, you're supposed to use here. So now just there for poster state. So then you click on it to see what it has to do. Okay, this one that we don't really need to use it. It's just I've never used this one. All right, so let's leave it. Now this is price. Now this price. Now maybe you want to set a price alert. Okay, I'm going to show you how to use this price. I think the price alert is better set on Binance. Let's say you're observing a coin and say, okay, Kai, this coin, Bitcoin is currently, this is the current price of Bitcoin now, right? So let's say you say, Kai, Bitcoin is going to drop to $20,000, and then you want to set an alert to remind you that, okay, Bitcoin has dropped to $20,000. That is where you click on this alert here. All right, so by the time you click on this alert here, you can say, okay, if Bitcoin has dropped to this particular place, send me a notification. If it has risen to this particular place, send me a notification. Okay, so that's exactly what that alert means. All right, so now the next one we have is the replay. Okay, now this replay is more like an advanced feature. All right, so I'm currently using the free version of the TradeView. Okay, there's actually the free version, and then there's the paid version. On the paid version, it allows you to replay Okay, let's say you want to maybe you that is just the name implies or replay. Let's say you want to see the formation of these candles, all right? Let's say you want to see the formation of these candles now. Remember that this has already played out, right? It has already played out, right? But then let's say you want to see the replay. You can go on the replay and cut it from here. Okay, you want to say you can tell them, okay, I want to watch the replay from here. How these candles were formed. Alright, so once you do that, then it's going to start replay for. So you'll be looking at it like a TV to start playing out. Okay, so this replay can help you in practicing. Let's say you can just cut before, maybe after a coin has already played out, right? Then you just say you just trim off this place and then stay from here, and then you just trim off that place and then you now come here, look at what has happened here, and then try and conduct your analysis and then try and predict what is going to happen. Remember, it has already played out too, but then you want to just you go back in time and then you try to predict the movement. And then once you predict it and then you say, okay, this is what is going to happen in the market, then you allow it to play. And then it's going to play. If it plays out according to what you want, fine. And if it doesn't play out, then you can adjust your strategy. It's more like a way of doing paper trading. But then most people do not really use these replay tools, and then because of it's on the paid version, nobody uses that. For example, I've never used it. I just learned how to use it, okay, because I'm going to soon upgrade to the paid version. All right, so that is just it. Now the next thing we have is this particular feature. That is what they undo. Okay, so let's assume you did something on the chart. Let me check something. Let me put something so that you'll be able to understand it. Let's assume you did something on the chart like this, and then you want to undo it. Maybe it was just a simple mistake. Just click on this word and then it's going to undo. Okay, we have the undo, we have the redo. That is exactly what they mean. Okay, so that is just all we have there. Now the next thing we have is this now. What does this mean now? It means it now this, remember, this is the free version of the trade view. This particular platform option now allows you to make, you can split your screen. Okay, this is it, meaning on this particular part now you can have two. Maybe you want to study two coin at the same time, you can have two coin on the same chart. All right, you can have three. Look at it, you can have three coin, you can have four coin. But then most of these features are actually available on the paid plan. So if you click on it now, it's not going to allow you, because they say you should pay. Okay, so you can leave it there. But then that's exactly what, maybe you want to compare two coins, so you can just compare them without necessarily changing chart anyhow. But then since you're using a mobile phone here, I think I don't really advise it. Okay, but then should in case in the future, because I'm expecting you guys to grow. Okay, so should in case in the future you want to upgrade, that's some of the benefits you're going to upgrade. Okay, so these other features there, they're not really necessary. All right, this one is just, maybe you want to just change the chart, and they're not really necessary like that. Okay, they're not really necessary like that. Then this one is just like setting, maybe you want to just change the appearance of the whole chart. These appearances are not really that necessary like that, but then you could just feel free to explore and see how you could set it up to suit your uniqueness. Okay, so you can change the color, even the color of this. If you want to change the color of the bar and the color of everything, you can change it from here. Okay, so you can see here the body. Do you want to change the body of the week? I was actually using a red and green, right? Maybe your favorite color is pink and white, pink and yellow. You can just come here and change it to pink and yellow. It doesn't matter. All right, it's just dependent on you. All right, so this one is these are just, maybe you want the chart to be full. Okay, you can see now I just made it a full chart, so that I'll be able to conduct my analysis or see whatever the market is doing for me, right? So that is exactly what you get there. All right, so let's see. No, sorry. Okay, so this is it. All right, so that's just it. This one now is just for you if you want to have a full screen. Okay, that's this particular feature here. If you want to have a full screen. All right, so that's exactly the function of that particular tool. And this particular tool, just like a screenshot. Maybe you want to take a screenshot of your chart. Okay, don't worry, I've clicked on it, so it's going to show you. Maybe you want to send somebody, you have conducted an analysis number, and then maybe you don't want to take a screenshot. This particular tool now, in fact, a screenshot is even faster. I don't want to, let's not even go there. A screenshot is faster. Let's say you want to just take a screenshot of that particular tool, so just click on it. It's going to copy the link of exactly what you've done on that particular chart, and then once you send someone the link, anybody that clicks on that link would have access to all your analysis. But then you could just take a screenshot, and then that is all. All right, so that is just all about that up place. Let's look at the next feature now. All right, so this is the next feature now. So this is it here. Now this shows you the name of the coin, right? So you can see we are in the Bitcoin and Bitcoin USDT interface. Okay, so we're actually studying Bitcoin, right? So this here shows you the price of the coin and the percentage change, and then the amount of money lost within that specific time frame. All right, now this particular one shows you the time frame. All right, so maybe whenever somebody drops an analysis and then you want to just know which time frame the person conducts analysis, this is where you look at it. All right, so at this particular point now, we're in the what, we're in the 1 day what time frame. Okay, remember I told you about time frame. I spoke to you about time frame here. All right, so you can see it now, we're in the what, we're in the 1 day time frame. That's why here is representing what, 1 day. All right, so now this particular one will now show you the exchange. All right, so it means we're actually conducting the analysis. This is exactly how if you go on Binance now, all right, this is how you're going to see the chart of what, of Bitcoin USDT. All right, so you should not show us on what, on TradeView, and then what, we are live. All right, so these are just features that you could just look and then you could just play around them, and then that is all. All right, so what next again do we have? All right, so the next we're going to start looking at now is this particular features now. All right, this is where you see the price of the coin. Okay, the price of the coin. Okay, so you can see this is where you see the price of the coin. We have 20,000. This is the current price of Bitcoin. You can see this. You can see this red dotted line. Okay, it's showing you the price of Bitcoin at the moment. Then you can see $30,000, $4,000. You can just see the various marks like that. Now you might have seen me moving the screen. You can see now the screen is the chart is what is moving. Maybe you want to expand, you want to zoom. All right, you want to zoom. This is one of the places you use to zoom. Okay, so you just come and then you'll be moving your hand up and down. Right, move your hand up and down, and then you're going to be zooming it. Okay, so that's exactly the function of this particular picture. All right, maybe you want to pinch, maybe you want, instead of pinching, maybe you want to pinch. All right, if you want to pinch it, maybe you want to expand, like zoom. Yeah, you want to zoom in, so just come here and then you keep on zooming. Let's say you want to zoom. These are your eyes. I'm zooming it, and if you want to get a clearer picture, you can zoom it to be small. All right, so I believe that the moment you start to have, maybe when you start to go around this platform, just feel free to just explore. All right, so as you're doing it, you're going to get much more better with it. All right, the same thing. If you can use it on the app version, yeah, you can actually use it on the on the system version or on the web version. It's the same thing. All right, and they offer the same feature. Okay, so what is the next thing we have here now? The next thing we have here now is this particular feature. All right, this is where you see the day. All right, the month. That's the how should I call it now? You can see it now that we are showing July, April, July, October. These are 2021. Then this is where 2022 started. Right, it's going to show you what the time. You can see 2022 started around here. All right, so if you want to click on it, you can just click on it to see where 2022 started. All right, so this is it. You can see January. So this is it here, exactly at this particular point. That was when you can see, okay, January 1st. You can see it here. So at this particular chart here, that is where January started. Okay, so you can see this particular green candle here. This particular green candle here is where what 2022 started. Okay, you seeing it? So that's just exactly what it shows you. All right, so that particular feature has another feature again. Okay, so you can see now I'm expanding now. How am I expanding this? I'm pinching the screen, just like the way you want to zoom in. You know, picture now, maybe you want to zoom in and see something. The way you're pinching your screen, that's what I'm doing here. That's why it's showing like this. I'm not touching it. I'm just pinching I'm pinching my screen. Now another way you can do it, start pinching your screen, is here. You see this particular date number, just swipe your hand around it, and then you're going to see, once you're swiping your hand around it, it's going to be increasing. Let's say you want to minimize it, you want to see what Bitcoin has been doing, you want to make it very, very small. Right, so this is what, just swipe your hand there, and then it's going to open for you, so you can make it big. You can, this one is more like a horizontal zoom in. All right, a horizontal zoom in. This is a vertical zoom in. Okay, so this particular one here is a horizontal zoom in. This one here is okay, this is vertical zoom in. This is horizontal zoom in. All right, so that's exactly the feature of this particular thing. All right, so what's the next one we have here now? The next thing we have here is down. You remember, not all of these tools you're going to use. Okay, so I'm just going to be very, very selective with the features I'm going to show you here. But then let me just show you another one again. All right, so you see this log here. All right, this thing is not really, but now just you see something they wrote log here. Just look down here, you see log. Sorry, I cannot really write there. You see log there. Okay, now this, what is this log now? If you click on the log number, it helps you to make the picture bigger. Okay, let's say you want to see the general picture, a broader picture of the crypto you're analyzing. Okay, maybe you want to see how the coin has performed over a long period of time. Once you click on this log, see, it has turned very, very small. All right, so you see it's going to give you a different view. Are you seeing it? It's going to give you a different, just look at it. It's the same view, but it's going to give you a much more different view. All right, so you can also click on the auto. The auto just give you the same thing. All right, so let's say you have zoomed, and then maybe you have zoomed, and then you want to go back to default. You can just click on the on the zoom, on this thing, log, and then it's going to give you what a clearer picture of what you are doing. Okay, so that's just exactly what it means here. The log, and then the look at it here. So if you click on the log now, this is how it shows now. So if you click on this, it's going to show you what, like, you want to just change the view. Okay, so just feel the more you frequent yourself using this particular tool, you're going to understand how to use it. So let's say you've gotten to this particular place and then you want to get a better picture. All right, so you just what click on the log, and it's going to show it to you like this. Okay, click on the log, it's going to if you look at it now, it's just checking, it's changing small, just going to give you what a much more clearer picture of how it looks like. All right, so let me look at this one now. I seen it now. Let's say you do it like this, and then just click on auto. I seen it. It's just going to show you what a much more clearer picture, right? Remember now, not if you look at it now, look how small everything is. Now this is showing. Look at it. It's since from what, from 2018. Look at it. It's since from 2018 to what, 2021. All right, that is because of what I've been able to compress it. Right? I've been able to compress it. Now you cannot compress without what, without clicking on this log or auto. All right, so if you want to really compress and see what the coin has been doing in time past, just what click on auto or log. All right, so that's exactly the feature of that particular point. Okay, now what is the next thing? Okay, this is just showing you what the live timing. Okay, if you can look at this particular place, sorry, it's just showing you what the live timing. All right, so that's exactly what it is. All right, so now this is just showing you what the time frame. These are not really something serious, I've never used them, but then just to make the chart look what beautiful. All right, so that is just all. Now let us look at the most important features in this particular app. Okay, that's the most important features in this particular app. Now what's this particular feature? Now this is it here, and this is where you assess all the tools you use to conduct. Remember now, technical analysis is all about drawing lines. Okay, we're going to reach a point where I'm going to teach you how to draw your support and resistance, how to identify a trend line. Like, okay, let me give you an instance now. Remember when I was explaining to you some of those market structures, now I was using some lines to indicate it. Okay, I was saying, okay, this is a line. Okay, so you can see now it's actually you're actually using lines to describe all of those things. So I'm going to teach you how to get all of these lines, how to, maybe you want to draw a cycle, you want to write your name, you want to just do any major operation on the chart. Okay, so these are where you get all of those tools. So what is the first one we have here? The first one we have here is what is this particular one. Okay, sorry, the first one we have is this particular one. Okay, this, no, that's not the first. Okay, this is the first one here. The first one is maybe you want to just change your cursor. Okay, that one, this particular one is most important when you're actually using the system. Okay, maybe when you're using a laptop, okay, once you click on it, it's going to show you the kind of things you want, whether you want to use a dot or you want to use a cursor or an arrow. It doesn't matter, just like your pointer. Okay, so that one is not really that important like that. So this is the next one which you have. Sorry, this is the next one to where you can get all the tools you need to draw a line. Okay, so you can see it. Let's say you want to just draw a straight line. This is the trend line. You can see on, if it's your laptop now, then you will just do a control T, control alternate plus T, you're going to get it. All right, so but since we're using phone here, you can just tap it and then that is all. So you can see an arrow. Let's say you want to put an arrow in your chart, you can see an arrow. If you want to put a ray, I'm going to show you how to use all of these tools. All right, then some of them you need to, for you to understand how to use them best, you need to actually take your time to go through them. All right, remember, not all of these tools you're going to use. All right, some of them are just there for fashion. Okay, but then the more you get yourself acquainted with the platform, you're going to know which tools to use to better make you get the results you want. So let's look at the trend line, and let's say you want to identify you want to draw a horizontal line. This is it here. Okay, so you can see I'm the one that's controlling. See, once okay, sorry, I think I missed out something. So once you click on the trend line now, they'll ask you to look at this green line now. Look at this dot here now. I see the, so you're just going to move your hand around the screen. Sorry, move your hand around the screen so that you're able to know where you want to start. So maybe I want to start drawing from here. All right, so I'm just going to carry this blue dot here to this particular point. Okay, so let's just go there. So you can see I'm already there. So once I'm there, you click on once, you can see there you can start moving it. Okay, so you just move it to where you want to connect. Okay, once I want to connect it to this particular point. Once I'm there, I'll just tap the screen again and then I am done. Okay, so this particular tool you're seeing now is how to edit the line. Let's say maybe you want to change the display of the line. Okay, so you can just change the display of the line. You can either click on here to change the color. If you want to make it to be purple, or you can click here to change the size, see, making it larger. You can change it to change the design, or you can click here to delete it. Okay, you can click here to delete it. So once you delete it, and that is all right. So that is just about that one. Then the next one is arrow. Let's say you want to put that. Remember, that one is just a straight line. This one is an arrow. Remember, you just click on one point and then click on the next point, and then that is all. You can see it's an arrow, right? So you can, if you want to delete it, you touch it and then you highlight and then you delete it. If you want to move it, you can move it. You can move it. You see, you can move it. Then that is all. So let's delete it. Okay, so the same thing with all other this one is what the array. Let's say you want to just this side, if this side works. Okay, so once you are you seeing it now? It's a array, so it helps you to what, to just pinpoint. Maybe you want to just draw a straight line. This is how it functions. Okay, so you can just feel free and then play around. Maybe when you get to a point, your instinct to tell you which tool to use. I'm just trying to call attention to all of these tools. Okay, but then you can still play around it to understand these tools better. This is what the info tool. Okay. Okay, so this is your info tool. So once you click on here, and then it's going to give you information about the tool. So once you connect two lines, it's going to tell you that okay, in this particular place you just connected now, we have the percentage move was. Are you seeing it? You just go to show you what a lot of percentage about the coin. Okay, so tell that what within that particular, it's also to show you a lot of information about that particular movement you did. Okay, so let me do it again so that we able to understand what I'm trying to say. So let's delete it. Okay, info tool, just as the name implied, info. So let's say you want to okay, let's say you want to check the info between maybe from one point to another point. You want to see what has happened within that particular point. Okay, so once you click on it and then you take it up like this, so if you can see, it has given us what information about this particular line that we drew. Okay, so you look at it, it has told us okay, from this particular from this particular point, that is from this particular point now, from this particular point now, these are all the information that happened, right? So what is it tell us now? There has been a what? This is the percentage increase. Okay, sorry, the thing is not even that visible. Then if you can look at it, you see that okay, from that particular point to this particular point, we have what 75 bars, and it took us what 75 days for us to achieve that 75 bars. Okay, and then the degree of angle is what is the 54 degree. All right, so that's exactly what that information line is. All right, so you can click on it or to delete it. Okay, then you check the next one, which is the extended line. All right, so the extended line is just the same thing. Once you click on it, it's going to extend. Let's say you want to draw a horizontal line. Are you seeing it now? So it's just going to help you draw the horizontal line straight up. Let's say you don't want to waste your time drawing the line, but maybe you want to just get a perfect horizontal line. Okay, so it just help you to draw that horizontal line straight up. Right, so all of these tools are something that the moment you start practicing, you're going to just get the tools yourself. Okay, so look at it now. It's more like it gives you a permanent horizontal line. It just draws a very long horizontal line. So you don't, if you're using a trend line now, you might start for stressing yourself. Okay, but if you're using this particular tool, it just help you to draw the line once and for all. Okay, so you can just click it out to delete it. All right, so these are all of them like that, so you can just click on it. Okay, so this one is like the rate. Let's say you want to check, maybe at this particular point you want to check the price. Once you click on it, I see it now, so you can see it as what it has reference for you. What at this particular point now, it has reference for you the price, because that's exactly what that particular tool does. It helps you to maybe when you're doing your analysis and then you wanted to check the price of a particular coin. Maybe this particular coin now, you don't want to start squinting your eyes now. You can just click here, then go on this is the tool I used. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is the tool I used, horizontal ray. Alright, this is the tool I used, horizontal ray. Okay, so once you click on it, let's say you want to know the price of a particular coin at a particular place. Alright, so let's say you click on it, then you come here, you just click here, then it will take you to the exact. I seen it now. To take it just go straight to the particular price. So even if you're moving it to still mark that particular price. Okay, so that's exactly what that tool does for you. So you can just click on it and you can delete it. Okay, so let us check the next one too. Now you can just scroll, and then these are the vertical line. Okay, so let's say you want to put a vertical, just as we did for the horizontal line. I see it now. So it has divided for the screen into a vertical line. So the next one we have is the cross line, because let's say you want to just put the perfect cross. So once you click on it, you can see it has given you a cross. All right, so that is all. You can just feel free to go around and then check all of these tools. You might not use them. I've never used most of these tools here. The only tools I use, in fact, the most tool you use here is just your trend line, probably your arrow line, and then your horizontal ray. That is one of the most important tools I use in this particular aspect. Okay, so let's look at the next place now. The next tool we have is this particular tool. Okay, sorry, this particular tool. That's why you pick another indicator, right? On that particular aspect now, I don't really use most of the tools there. Okay, let's click on it to see what is there. So you can see, like I told you now, this particular trade view now is a platform you can use to conduct analysis on a wide range of financial markets. Okay, so for cryptocurrency, I don't think it's necessary for you to use any of these tools. The only one we are going to use later on is the Fibonacci retracement, because the Fibonacci retracement is a technical tool. So I'm going to teach you how to use it. Okay, so that is just all. That one, all of these you're not going to use any of them. So this is the next one we have, the brush. Okay, so just the brush, just as the name implies, once you click on the brush, you see, you can help it to draw. maybe you want to draw something. Okay, you want to draw, you can see it. Maybe you want to do freestyle drawing. That is what the brush helps you to do. Okay, so once you click on the next tool, that's the highlighter. Maybe you want to highlight something. Are you seeing it now? So these are just navigate your way. You might not even use all of these tools. These are not really necessary, but then just to give you a lot of tools to help you conduct your analysis. Okay, then the next one we have is the rectangle. Let's say you want to draw a rectangle. In fact, we're going to be using another tool you're going to be using very well is this rectangle, because it's going to help you to draw your support and resistance very, very well. So let's say you want to draw, you want to do something like this. I see it now. So it helps you to draw the triangle. Okay, so that is just it. The rectangle, sorry. So this is a tool we're going to be using very, very well. Okay, so I want you to just familiarize yourself with this particular tool. So if you want to delete it, you click on it, you delete it, or you can move it, or what, or you delete it. Okay, I could even change the color self. Let me click on so you can see where you can change the color. Remember, it's just simple. So you can see here you can change the color. Say red, that's the border color. So if you want to change the inside color, that's the next one to what? Green. I see it now. So you just have your way and then navigate your way through it, and then that is all. Okay, you can also change the size. So if you want to draw a circle, the same thing. So you want to draw a circle here, you come here, you tap, and then you expand. That is it. So if you want to change the circle, the color, you can see the borderline. This is it. The size, this is it. I see. So it doesn't really matter if you want to delete, the same thing. Okay, just feel free to check. All right, so these are tools. These tools are just going to help. Maybe you have something that you want to do, you already know what you want to draw. For example, now if you want to draw a head, you know that, okay, maybe you need a freestyle, and you go and choose the brush. Maybe if you want to now draw a circle, you need the circle. If you want to draw a rectangle, whichever one you want to draw. So if you want to now draw a part, okay, maybe you want to connect 3 points together, right? Just click on the part, and then you click point A, point B, point C, point D, point. You see it. So that's the function of this particular tool. So whenever you have gotten to where you want to, maybe I want to end here, I'll just double click, and then that is all. I see it now. So that's exactly what that part does for us. Okay, so just feel free to keep on exploring. All right. So this is all these tools. You might not use some of these. Like for example, now the only tool I use here is just my brush, my rectangle, my circle, and then my part. And then you can also draw a curve. Let's say you want to draw a curve from here. You can see. I see. Let's say you want to draw a curve. Right, so this is it. Maybe you want to draw a curve line, so you can start to icing it now. So you can maybe let's say you want to draw, you say this thing form the curve here. Let me give an illustration. So you come here, and then you click here, and then you expand the bottom. Sorry, what am I even doing here? Icing it. So you icing now. Maybe you want to just step. Okay, this is how the price moved within that particular time frame. So you can just feel free to just say this is it, exactly what you do with that particular tool. Okay, so that is just for then. This one here is just what text. So maybe you want to add a text. Okay, let's say you want to add a text in your work. Alright, so you just click and add the text. Just the same thing. Maybe you want to add a text here. If you click on it, it's going to show you where to add the text. Okay, so just write your text. Food. Or if you want whatever text you want to write, so once you click on it, you can see it has already been it has already been added. So if you want to delete it, you can change the color, change the font, and then you delete it if you want. So here, this is anchor text. This just feel free to explore, right? I don't use most of these tools here, right? But then just feel free to explore that. I've already explained how to use them, right? So then the next thing we have is this particular aspect. That's this particular one. Okay, and then me, frankly speaking, I don't use this tool very, like I told you, not every tool you're going to use in here. So once you click on it, I don't use any tool here. Okay, so let's just leave this one and go to the next one. And the next one is this particular aspect now. Okay, so this one has some very, very cool tools that we could use. So let's click on it. So once you click on this, is it here. Like I told you, let's say, okay, let me go back to the current date. Okay, so let's say you conducted your let's say you conducted your technical analysis and say, okay, I've conducted my analysis at this particular point. This coin is about to go up. Now, rather than just maybe you want to represent it on the chart, you want to represent it cleanly on the chart. Okay, let me show you the importance of that particular tool you are working on. So just come here, click on the tool. All right, so this is long, this is short. All right, so just click on the long and say, okay, from this particular point, this coin inferior. Once you click on this, is what it's going to show you. All right, so here you can say, okay, my stop loss is here. You can say, okay, this is where my room of error. This red represents what your room of error. Then the green represents your target. Okay, so let's say maybe you say the coin is going to get to this particular point here. So you can increase your target to this particular point, and then that is it. Okay, so you can see maybe you want to just represent on the chart. Now this is what we're going to be using along the line. Okay, so maybe when you just see me post a chart like this, you're going to understand that at this particular point, this is where I intend to enter the market. Okay, and then this is where I intend to this is the period, the space I'm going to take my profit, okay? And this is the period I'm willing to allow some loss. So meaning I can still hold my position. Let's say I buy a coin at this particular point, meaning if the coin is still entering here, I can still be holding my position. But the moment it passes this red place, I'm going to sell, meaning my analysis has gone wrong. Okay, so that's exactly what the red one means. Okay, then it's also determine, this is how you set your risk to reward ratio. So in this particular point now, risk to reward ratio is just simple. The risk to reward is, look at it here, it is what, look at it here, all right? I'm coming, sorry, it's what, 66 to 55. All right, so we're actually giving more room for what, for the profit. Maybe you actually look at it now, we're actually saying we're what, 54%, but we're actually expecting a 54% profit, and then we're giving a what, we are willing to risk just what, 8% of our portfolio, and then we are willing to gain what, 54%. Okay, so that's just how it happens. Remember, don't be greedy at this point. Always ensure that you give reasonable profits. Okay, so you can just reduce this to maybe 20%, or yeah, this is 20%, this is 8%, so it's good. Most of the time the thing is you give 10%, so you can shift it, probably you can shift it, whichever you want to do. All right, so that's just it. So let's assume you say, okay, you looked at this particular analysis, let's do the other two now. Let's say you do your analysis at this particular point now. You say, okay, at this particular point now, this coin is going to drop. Okay, so how do you now do it? You just come on that same tool, click on it, then go to your short position, and you click from here, and then you add it. Now this particular short is basically good for what, for futures traders. People that, futures trading is a form of trading where you can actually make money predicting whether the coin is going to go upward or downward. Okay, that is a much more advanced type of trading. I'm going to teach you guys that one, but later on. For now, we're only talking about what, about spot, whereby you buy low and sell high. That is where you use the other kind of tool I just showed you now. But this particular one, and let's say, okay, let's say you bought a coin at this particular price, and then you're saying, okay, the amount, if the coin goes up, maybe you predicted that the coin is going to go down. You see, so it's just like the opposite. Okay, so you're willing to just accept an error of what, this is your error, this is a space of error, and then your space, let's say the coin plays out according to how you want, you're willing to hold it to take profit at this particular, meaning you can take profit inside this particular thing. All right, so and then the only amount of loss you can hold is here. So far as the coin does not exceed this red place, you can still hold, meaning you're expecting that the coin might not really go down immediately. You might start to just do small shakara and go up inside here and do and come down and still give you your profit. Okay, but then once the coin exceed here, you're going to sell off, and what means you're taking a loss. Okay, so that's exactly what that tool represents. Right, so let us delete it. Click on it, and then you delete it. All right, so you can click on it to check other ones. This is just like the data range, the date range. Let's say you want to check from one point, you want to check how long it took for a coin to play out. So you click here, and then you can see, so it was telling us that what it took us 10 bars, 10 days, meaning from this particular point to this particular point, it took us 10 days for the coin to play out. So that's exactly what that tool does. Right, so the next one is what is the price range. All right, so let's say you want to check, maybe you say, Kai, this coin don't dip, let me see how many percentage this coin, let's say this coin dip from here to here. You want to check how many percentage loss, so you can use this particular, instead of it to just start guessing, you can use this particular to come here, click on the price range, click here, and then come and click from where you want to start measuring from up to bottom. Okay, so it's going to show you, are you seeing it now? So it's showing you that what we had a 43%, it dipped 43%. Okay, so that's exactly what that tool does, and then it shows you how much 43% is. All right, it shows you that it's what is that. So Bitcoin has lost from this particular point here, it has lost $13,800. Okay, so that's exactly what that tool does for. It's very, very simple to understand. Just feel free to just explore and then keep on practicing to learn how to use this particular app. All right, so this is it. So this is just data and price. Maybe you want to check both the price range, and then you want to just measure two things at once. No, the first one helps us to check the range, that's the date range. The other one helps us to check the price range. All right, so this particular one helps you to check both, that's the price range and then the date range. All right, so it's just like using two stones to kill one bird. So let's look at the next one. All right, so the next one is, okay, I haven't really used any of this one, so that's just all for now. All right, so this particular one is just for maybe you want to add special features on your chart. I haven't really used any of them, but just for the sake of maybe you want to just explore, you can just use any of these icons here. Okay, so the next one we have is the ruler. So the ruler just serves the same, just as the name implies, ruler. Maybe you want to just measure the price movement. Maybe say, okay, from let me see how many profit I'll make from here to here. I see now to show you what the profit, and then that is all. These are just some kind of casual tools like that. All right, so that's exactly what you do. Okay, so if you scroll down, all this one are not really important. I've never used this one. Okay, let me see. Okay, all right, sorry. Okay, this is just like a zoom. All right, so I've never used that one, so it doesn't really freak me. I've never used it. It's not really, it's just for those kind of tools that they have a function, but their function is kind of useless. Okay, so that's just exactly what it is. This particular is like magnet. I don't know what it is, so I haven't used it. So this particular one, maybe you want to lock. Maybe after you've done your analysis, you don't want to by mistake shift any tool. Maybe by mistake you don't shift any tool. You can start to lock everything. So once you let me just draw a line so that we can you understand what I'm trying to talk about here. So let's say you've drew a line, all right. So you discover that this line is mobile. I can just mistakenly shift the line, okay. But let's say you want to lock it so that you don't mistakenly shift it. You can just use the lock icon here. Okay, so once you click on the lock icon here, you can see it. So once you click on it, it's going to lock it, meaning you cannot move. No matter you can click over, you cannot move it. Okay, see, I cannot move it again because I've locked it. Once I unlock it, I can move it. All right, so that's exactly what the lock tool does. Alright, so this particular point now, it shows maybe you want to hide all the tools. Maybe you've done your analysis. Okay, let me just do another analysis again. Let me do another. Let's see, you've drawn your line like this. Now you want to lock it, you want to hide it. You see, I've hid it. Okay, and maybe you've done a lot of dirty work and you want to hide everything at once. You can just press and then you hide it. So if you want to make it visible, you just click again, it will be visible. Right, so that is just all. Then the next one we have is delete. Let's say you've done a lot of analysis and then you want to delete everything at once. Just click on this delete and to show you what you want to, whether you want to delete the indicators or drawings or you want to delete all. So whichever one you want to do, you click on the appropriate button. Okay, so now the next thing we have is your favorite. Maybe this favorite is not really that important. Okay, and the next one to do is your layers. Let's assume you've drawn, okay, let's assume you've drawn this. Maybe you've done something, you've used this. Let's say you've used this, you've done circle. Okay, so you see, I've used different tools, right? So maybe you want to check the layer. I'm trying to explain this last tool now. Okay, that layer there. So once you click on it, it's going to show you what all the tools you have used. Okay, both the ones you have hid, the ones you're still using, and everything like that. So you can just come here. So let's say you want to remove this particular one, you just click on this X here, and then it cancels. So it just shows you all the tools you have used on a particular chart. Okay, so you can see that's exactly what it is. All right, so that's just all about this particular tool. All right, remember, practice makes perfect. Okay, I know that it might be sounding strange to you now, but then you need to practice. Okay, I think I forgot to do one thing. I forgot to even explain the major thing on the chart. And the major thing on the chart is this particular thing here. This is like the chart surface, not the chart interface. Okay, so this is comprised of the candlesticks. Okay, so if you can look at it, all these are candlesticks. Don't worry, in a separate video I'm going to explain to you what a candlesticks are. Right? So look at it. So the green candlestick represents a bull candlesticks, and then the red candlestick represents a bearish candlesticks. Okay, so if you can look at it, when we're in an uptrend, the green candlesticks are prevalent, and when we're in a downtrend, the red candlesticks are prevalent. Look at it here. The green are prevalent here, the red are prevalent. Okay, so that's just what it means. Up. So whenever you see a green candle, it's a bearish candle, means the price started small and it has gone high. And then whenever you see a red candle, it means the price started high and it has gone low. Okay, so that's exactly what each of these tools represent. Okay, so feel free to go through it several times and then understand this feature, and then of course practice. All right, like Facebook now, if I teach you Facebook, just imagine teaching an old person Facebook. The person might not be able to use the Facebook, but the moment you keep on practicing, he'll be able to navigate the Facebook app. So the same thing with here. If you want to get better, ensure you practice and practice. All right, so this brings us to the end of the training. I trust you got value. If you have any question, do well to ask me in the support group. All right, peace out.